Hello, my friends. Today, unfortunately, the situation along the front line continues to worsen. However, Keith Kellogg said Trump has tasked him with ending the war within the first 100 days of Trump's inauguration. Trump's special representative for Ukraine, Keith Kellogg, has set a goal to find a solution to end the war within 100 days of the new US president's inauguration. In an interview with Fox News, the general said he and Trump understand they have limited time to find such a solution. People need to realize he is not trying to give anything to Putin or Russia. He is genuinely trying to save Ukraine's sovereignty and ensure a fair and just resolution, Kellogg stated. The future special representative called Biden's refusal to speak with Putin after 2022 the biggest mistake, while Trump is determined to do so. Kellogg believes the new US president will manage to offer an acceptable solution to both Zelensky and Putin in the short term. I would like to set a goal, both personally and professionally, at 100 days, he said. Let's hope they succeed. In the meantime, activity across the front remains high as Russia is urgently trying to seize as much territory as possible. Let's start with the Pokrovsk direction. Here, activity is intensifying near Myrnograd. This is because the first reserves from the Kurakhove direction are already being transferred here to encircle Novoekonomichny, Myrnograd, and Pokrovsk. The situation is deteriorating as confirmed by videos showing Russian forces using vehicles to break through to the highway, as they aim to cut off it. This indicates they are now advancing about 3.5 kilometers from the front line. It's worth noting that Butусov said about digging anti-tank trenches. Clearly, if there were trenches, Russian forces wouldn't be able to advance with vehicles and would have to move on foot. Instead, they're using vehicles to push further into new territories. While they're being destroyed for now, we all understand these attacks will continue. Additionally, Russian forces are trying to advance toward Tarasivka, storming Yelizavetivka and the village of Promень. This region is heating up around Pokrovsk as well as Russian forces continue their constant shelling and attempts to push into the city's outskirts. There are also efforts to advance toward Kotliny to further encircle Pokrovsk. Russia's primary objective here is to capture the mine. Fighting is also ongoing in Novovasilievka and Nadezhdinka. Near Pokrovsk, Russian troops continue assaults on Lysivka and Sukhy Yar, but haven't progressed further. Yesterday, an interesting report emerged from locals. I didn't see it myself, but people say a sabotage reconnaissance group tried to enter Pokrovsk through the cemetery toward Liza Chaikina Street. Our forces, with the help of two BMPs, managed to drive them out. Today, we know Russian forces are practically at the slack heap, marking the extreme front line. If this report is accurate, their sabotage groups are attempting to penetrate through the fields and private sectors near the outskirts toward the cemetery area. The road there leads toward the mine. Overall, the situation is gradually worsening, proving there are no solid, fully controlled defensive lines. Russian forces are now breaking through up to 2.5 kilometers toward the city, and they've already been spotted practically inside Pokrovsk. In the Kurakhove direction, the Russians are storming the village of Zaporizhia, and fierce battles are ongoing for the village of Slavyanka, which is practically encircled. They are also attacking Shevchenko, Dachny, and Constantinople, while making breakthroughs across the fields from Konstantinopolsk. Despite reserves being redirected from this direction to others, the activity here remains high as the Russians attempt to strengthen the front line. Kurakhove direction. Intense fighting continues near Zelenivka and Yantarny. In the Kvor area of Sukhabalka, the battles are equally severe. Our soldiers are heroically holding back significantly larger Russian forces in both areas. However, Sukhabalka will likely be lost soon due to its unfavorable position. In Shevchenko, the Russians have captured the village and are advancing toward Andriivka. Command has made adjustments, turning this stretch into a true nightmare for the Russians. Their progress is minimal and shows signs of stalling. In the Velika Novosilka area, increased activity is expected soon as some reserves are being transferred there. For now, battles continue for Privilne and Novosilka. In Velika Novosilka itself, there have been no new assaults, only Shalin, and no changes have been recorded over the past day. In the Zaporizhia direction, the Russians are showing no significant activity, no assaults have been recorded today, and a major offensive has yet to begin. In the Kherson direction, the Russians continue the assaults near Nova Kakhovka, attempting to seize the last island on the way to the right bank. So far, they have made no new gains, but daily attempts to break through persist without pause. Now moving to the Toretsk direction. Here, the situation is also gradually deteriorating as Russian forces attempt to pressure the outskirts of Toretsk in an effort to bring another major city under their control. For now, the Ukrainian forces are doing everything possible to maintain their defense, and the battles continue. The Russians are conducting a significant number of shelling, but no new changes have been reported over the past day. In the Chasiv Yar direction, fighting continues within the city, and the Russians are also attacking Stupochki and advancing across the fields toward Bilahora. They have made no gains over the past day, and the front line remains unchanged. In the Siversk direction, the Russians are assaulting Bilohorivka and conducting shelling. Further south, attacks have been recorded on Vasyukivka. However, they haven't managed to secure positions over the past day, and the front line remains unchanged, but activity has clearly increased. In the Lyman direction, following the successful capture of Ivanivka, Russian forces have begun advancing toward the village of Kolodezi. They are also making progress near Tarny and assaulting Zarichne. While there have been no changes to the front line over the past day, the battles continue and the Russians are actively trying to push toward Liman. In the Borova direction, Russian forces are assaulting Pershotravneve, advancing toward Novosergiyevka and attempting to push southward through the fields toward Chernyshina. Battles are ongoing near the village of Makiyevka, but no changes have been reported over the past day. In the Kupiansk direction, the Russians are attacking Holubivka and Petropavlivka, but have achieved no success, and the front line has remained stable over the past day. In the Kharkiv direction, Russian forces have shown no significant activity, with no assaults being conducted, and the front line remains unchanged. However, fighting continues in Vovchansk. Yesterday, renewed attempts were made to break into the village of Tykhe, which have continued today. So far, the Russians have been unable to establish a foothold, and no changes in the front line have been reported over the past day. In the Kursk direction. The counteroffensive by Russian and allied Korean forces continues, with efforts now focused on reclaiming territory that Ukrainian forces captured in recent days. There have been no reports of further offensive actions by Ukrainian forces, and no changes to the front line have occurred over the past day. We await further developments in this area. Notably, today marks the official start of the election campaign, signaling that the war may end in the coming months. Yesterday's news regarding Zelensky potentially running for a second term adds to the speculation. Zelensky will seek a second term if Zaluzhnyi doesn't oppose him, according to a report by Telegraph citing sources close to the president. Reportedly, Zaluzhnyi hasn't yet made a decision. The president has even sent him an invitation, and Andriy Yermak, the head of the presidential office, conveyed that the former commander-in-chief could secure the top spot of the on the party list and become the Speaker of Parliament, provided he doesn't run for president. This indicates that serious discussions about presidential candidates and the upcoming elections are already underway. If there is such confidence that elections will soon take place, it strongly suggests that the war is expected to conclude in the near future. What do you think about this? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.